All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very excited to bring to you today a very special guest on the podcast, The View, the doctor of credit himself. He's helped a lot of people clean up their credit in ways unimaginable. And you can check him out on his website, creditpreneur.com. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you Mr. Davion Frazier. What's up, bro?
Oh man, everything good, man. How's it going now?
Man, it's good, man. Good, man. I'm very excited because, like I said earlier, I wanted to talk to you. You're really, really doing a lot of good things with helping people with their credit. And, this isn't something they teach us in high school or coming up through school. We kind of just learn it on the fly, when we go to start applying for things and things aren't working out. So we just, kind of learn it on the fly pretty much.
Right.
So the first question I have really is, if I want to start a business, I hear about business loans or funding it myself. Is it better to start with my own money or getting a business loan?
I'm glad you asked me that because a lot of clients they really don't know what direction to go in, and I always tell people, let's start off with your personal credit first because what we want to do is OPM. We want to use other people's money. That's just the philosophy that I teach all of my clients. Like that's what you're supposed to do. Use other people's money. So now you don't definitely want to use your money. You want to, of course, fix your personal credit and then start you up an LLC or a corporation.
Okay, got you. Because so many times, you hear people saying, "Oh, credit is bad. Oh, I'm not gonna get no business loan. I just want to do everything myself." But like you said, being able to leverage someone else's money, a lot of times, if you're responsible with it, is a lot better. You know what I mean? Because I was doing some research. Walmart was built, which is one of the biggest brands in the world, was built off of a loan and credit. Now, look where they are today.
Yeah.
So, and if someone has bad credit, how can they get a credit card?
Well, if they have bad credit, the only credit card that they can get will be a credit builder credit card, which would be like a secured card, maybe an Open Sky or something like they got Finger Hut. But I don't. I do when I teach my clients, I do it a little different. I really don't use the secured cards because you got to think about it. When you're trying to get high funding credit cards, the lender's gonna actually look at your report and they're gonna see you gonna the $300 limit credit card. So they already gonna know that this cat, whoever this client must have had bad credit. Now they rebuilding it because they brand new $300 limit. So I really don't even teach that method. What I do is I have ways where we can put primary trade lines, that's 5,000 and up on there. So that's how we build that. So once we remove all the stuff off the files and do
Uh-huh.
that, then we show them how to get credit cards. So I really don't use the $300 little security cards, but you can. But
Mhm.
I don't teach that.
Okay. And for the people who don't know, what is a trade line?
So basically, what a trade line is basically what you're doing is you piggybacking off of somebody else's credit. So
Mhm.
let's just say, my uncle he has a $10,000 credit card, and he's been having this for 5 years. So basically, all I do is say, hey, uncle, can you add me as an authorized user? So he said, okay, yeah, I can. So by default, all of his information that 5 years and that 10,000, all of that's gonna report to my credit. But now if your uncle, you don't have an uncle that do that, now you have to, probably buy them and the prices can range,
Right,
it all
right,
depends on how much history you want,
right,
reporting on your
right.
credit and the utilization and limit.
Right. Okay. So, and if I don't have an uncle, I can come to you, which
Yeah.
is creditpreneur.com, and you'll help me through the process. And also, how long does it usually take once we start the trade line process to start seeing improvements?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that. So if you wanted to add a trade line, pretty much it can take anywhere from two weeks to 4 weeks. Now, you have to always remember what the statement date is, because whenever the statement date is on that credit card, that's when it's gonna start to report. Like, let's just say your statement date is on the 15th, but you bought this trade line on the 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not gonna hit on the 1st. The credit card that whatever credit card that we use, you got to look at the statement date. So 14 to 30 days after that, that's when it should hit your credit report.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Yes, that's definitely something I didn't know up until recently about the, leveraging, trade lines through a company or someone else in your family. So yeah, yeah. I mean, if you do go to your uncle, don't go to your drunk uncle. Go to someone who's responsible, who's going to take care of you, or someone that you know, a family member, friend who's established. Um, so, talk. I really want you to talk about the importance of credit, and how important it is when you go to applying for things, and you just going through life in general. How many times you're going to have to use credit? And actually, um, I live in a condo, and when I moved in order for me to get Verizon, they checked my credit, which was new to me. I'm like, all I'm doing is getting, some cable and internet, and which blew me away. So to kind of talk about the importance overall of credit, having good credit.
Oh, the importance of having good credit. I mean, it's I always say I have a philosophy of cash is king and credit is queen. It's kind of like you got to have both of them
I like,
together.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah,
I
you
like
got
that.
yeah, you
I'm
got to have both of them.
putting
Huh?
that on the shirt. I'm putting that on the shirt. Let me write that down. I'm putting that on the shirt. I'm getting some shirts made. Actually, no, we getting some shirts made, and we putting that on creditpreneur.com. So y'all watch out for those. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Now I already know. Yeah. Now that's just what I live by. I mean, it's hand in hand. So pretty much, it's very important. I mean, it's up there with oxygen too, because like you just said, all you want to do is get some cable, and they
Yeah.
like, nah, we need to check your credit. So basically, I mean, in a nutshell, your credit your credit is your report card. That's
Mm-hmm.
your adult report card is your credit, because as you can see, a lot of people they can't get houses. If they want a car, I mean, of course, the car dealership they'll approve you for a car, but your APR gonna be 26, 27%. So now that car that you buying, you basically paying for two or three of the same cars by the time you pay it off. So
Exactly.
having bad credit, you actually pay more. Having good
Right.
credit, you pay less and you
Like,
get rewarded. We ain't even get into the credit cards with the reward points. Like literally,
uh-huh.
I'll be cashing out like I call it free money. I'll be cashing out like three, four, $500 just in cash rewards every month. I was
Uh-huh.
gonna already buy this stuff anyway, but because I have good credit and I had these credit cards with reward points, I get rewarded. So
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's like I said, you can leverage it. That's why having good credit is good. Like I got over 140,000 just in credit. Now I'm tapping into the business credit. Now that's the big boy status. And when you tap into the business credit, so after this year over, I should have a half a million in credit because I got what 3 LLCs now. So I already built. I already built them up. They're already lining up. I haven't applied for no credit cards yet, but I already know when I do, it's gonna shoot right up there. And I'm just leveraging this to different, businesses, real estate, and you can do it with whatever you want to do, But you gotta have a plan. The goal to get these credit cards is not to just go blow your money on a shopping spree, buying clothes and Gucci and this and that. No, you need to have a plan. You need to have some type of plan. Okay, before I get these credit cards, okay, what I'm gonna do, I want to leverage my money. Whatever business you want to start up, you need to find out all your expenses, what you need, all the equipment, whatever type of business. And that's how you use credit. That's why it's important, because I mean, once you really understand how powerful it is, you can't be stopped. And
Right.
like right now, this COVID-19, and I mean, I'm not hurting for money. I'm not hurting for money. I mean, I'm leveraging my credit for everything, and business is still good. And but if you was hurting, you know, you wouldn't even be worrying about a stimulus check if you had over 100,000 something in credit. You'd be good. You know, of course, yeah, you still get your stimulus check, but it'll be extra. But you good though, and you comfortable. So that's why you know you always want to be prepared at all times because you just
Right.
never know what would happen, what might happen in life.
Right. So guys, you just heard him talk about this is something amazing. You just mentioned that having you can have 100,000 just in credit, not just cash, but credit. And that's also something I don't think a lot of people, realize that they can use. Just having that much, money and credit that you can be able to pay bills with, take care of your family, buy food. The everyday things you can do with money, you can also, do that. Do that with credit. And the COVID-19 thing, man, it's just really unfortunate right now because, some people, they were first of the year, I'm gonna start working on my credit. Now this COVID-19 thing hit, you might have got laid off. Now, your credit score might drop because now you're not able to, leverage or build your credit. So it's just very unfortunate. Hopefully we come out of it soon. But this man is in the field, boots on the ground, actively utilizing different credit strategies. So he knows what he's talking about, and he's also willing to help you build yours as well. I want to touch about credit cards. So let's say I do get a credit card. It has $1,000 limit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, some people may get excited. I'm going to get excited and say, oh, I got $1,000 or $2,000, whatever it may be. What's the balance I should have on that credit card? Each month. Can I go crazy and max it out? Should I pay it off every month? What should I do? What are some good practices I should use with that credit card so I don't get in trouble?
Okay, so you remember when we was talking about the trade lines? Remember I mentioned the statement date, right? Now, okay, you got $1,000 limit, but your payday probably is maybe your payday is probably the 24th.
Yeah.
Now your statement date might be the statement date might be, let's just say your statement date is the 17th. But so you can use that whole $1,000 if you want to, but you better pay it under 30%. You want to keep at least 30% of that $1,000 limit.
Right. So that's about $300. $300. Going into the due date. You're saying that payment is due. I want to keep it 300 or less.
No, you okay? So let's just say the statement date is the 17th, but the pay date is the 24th.
Uh-huh.
So this you want to pay. You want to if you're going to use that much.
Uh-huh.
If you want to make sure you pay that off on the statement date because the statement date is going to report to your credit report.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you let's just say you spend that whole 1,000 and you don't pay nothing by the statement date, which is the 17th, well they gonna report on your credit report it's 1,000. So now it's gonna consider as high utilization. So what's gonna happen is your credit score gonna drop significantly. It might drop 40 to 50 points.
Got you. Because they're looking at you as high risk. You're getting too close to that limit. So, they saying, okay, well, he using that too much money. He getting too close to the limit, so he must really need it. So he's a high risk. I got you.
But I always tell. I mean, I look at my credit cards like my bank account. That's just how I look at it. So if you really don't have the money to spend that, like if you don't have that money in the bank, if you know you're not gonna have it, don't spend it. Because you don't want to do that, and you never want to get no missed payments, no late payments, because a late payment is actually worse than the collection.
Right. Got you. So you hear that, y'all? Don't go into debt or don't get into trouble over a pair of Jordans or a Gucci belt or a Hermes belt. Be responsible. So if I got $1,000 credit card, limit credit card, and I go to Miami or Dominican Republic. I love going to Dominican Republic. I spend $600 that weekend, but my due date isn't for another week or two. So will that $600 show up on my credit score? I have to pay it down, right? It doesn't matter how much I spend, just as long as I pay it down by the due date. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
long as you pay it down. And I mean, once you really learn this credit game, That's just one credit card. But let's just say you had 3 or 4 credit cards. Now, if you didn't have the money, you can actually do a balance transfer for other cards, especially if you got 0% APR on these cards. So that's the thing too. Now, that's why I say it's always good to build it up, get these high credit limits and get 0% APR. So now you got a whole year, to pay that back. So you can use, let's just say you got a $10,000 credit card with 0% APR. You got a whole year to pay that off. Leverage your money. Now you can use it to build whatever business you want to and make more money. So that's the thing.
Right.
You gotta have a game plan if you're gonna use these credit cards.
Right. And you can help people with that game plan, lay it out for them, work with them during the entire process, and really help them, through the process and seeing those gradual increases on their credit.
Yeah, we actually have a funding program where, once we clean their credit up and remove all the inquiries off of their credit, we can help them out with funding if they want, or they can, go apply for their own credit cards. But I always say if you looking to get high limit credit cards and stuff like that, just come to us for funding and we can do everything and basically show you, the game plan.
Right. Um, Also, I hear stories of people saying, I had a good credit score, but I didn't get approved. I had a 700 or 750 credit score, but they still didn't approve me. It's just the number itself enough to get approved. Or what's your take on that?
No, that's crazy because I actually have a lot of people that come to me, they have 757, they in the 700s, so, a person that really don't understand how their credit report works, they would be like, why I'm getting denied,
Right.
and it can be because maybe you have 30 inquiries. Now
Mm-hmm.
you got 30 inquiries, the lender looking at you like, nah, you too thirsty. Yeah, we see you. We see you in the 700, but you just too thirsty. Nah, we don't want to deal with it. We don't want to deal with you.
Right.
Or and on top of that, it can be the how your report look. You probably have a thin file. Now you probably only have AU trade lines that boosted you to get that 750. So the lender looking like you don't have no positive accounts. You don't have no primaries individual that's actually yours. So no, we know that you just added authorized users and you don't have no other accounts. So it's considered a thin file. So that's why you want to make sure you at least have 5 positive accounts. Once you have 5 positive accounts and you're in the 700, now when the lenders look at it, they're like, okay, they got this account. They got that credit card. Okay, everyone got a loan. I see they paying that off. Stuff like that. But if you just don't have anything but authorized users on there, you're gonna get denied.
Right. So you saying you can have a good credit score, but your profile can be thin, meaning not a lot of history in it, and they'll actually look at that as a negative because they don't have much to go by. So definitely, okay. A lot of people, because now a lot of people may just look at that score, just focus on that score. Okay, I got the score, I got the score, I got the score, and then not realize that hey, they need more history than that. So that's
Right.
good. I'm glad we touched on that. And what is kind of like the safe number? If is it seven? Like I was talking to a car dealership owner. And he was telling me that it doesn't matter if you got a 720 credit score or an 850 credit score, because a lot of people get caught up in trying to get the perfect credit score. He was saying as long as you have, I think his threshold was like 700, you qualify just for as many things as someone with an 800. What's your take on that? Should people focus on getting that eight perfect 850, or if they got 750, are they good? Are they pretty good?
Okay, so pretty much, I mean, an 800 credit score. I'm not even in the 800s. And in order to get to 800, you got to at least have at least 20 positive accounts. That's for one. And then not only that, your age of history has to at least be at least 7 years or above. So if you just starting and you trying to, get these credit cards or whatever, you putting these new accounts, that's gonna bring the age down. So that's it's pretty much getting the 800 is just bragging rights,
Right.
because once you reach 750, you can
Uh-huh.
get the same you get the same buying power as 800 credit score.
Right. Right.
It's considered as excellent credit.
Right.
750 and above is excellent credit, so it's the same thing. Just
Right.
800, I guess it just sounds better.
Right. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. You get to poke out your chest a little bit more. That's like you said, bragging rights. Because I know some people, man. There's credit scores in the 800s, and if they see it drop by 5 points, they're getting ready to jump off a bridge. They're stressed out. Like, oh man, I gotta fix this. It dropped, 10 points last month. You know what I mean? So
Right,
just
right. Yep.
you don't need the highest credit score to get access to the things that you want. And another thing I wanted to touch on was, say for instance, it happens a lot. It happened to me. Someone, your kid, and your mom put something in your name, and you find out that it's in your name, and you got a bad. It happens in the black community a lot.
Yeah.
It happened to me. I was
No, I know.
I didn't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
My mom.
okay. Oh,
Right. My mama put the gas bill in my name when I was 13. You know what I mean? Stories like that. And you don't find out until you go to apply for something. You go, Mama, what happened with this? Why was this in my name? You know what I mean? Well, you was living there, wasn't you? So, so you don't have no rebuttal for that. So how can people, in those type of situations, what's the process getting that taken off or dealing with that? You know what I mean? Once they find out something was put in their name, but it's affecting them negatively, how can they deal with that?
I mean, something like that'd be real easy to get off because, for one, they'll look at your age and be like, okay, you was 13, so it's no way, that you can have these type of bills, any bill in your name. So something like that'd be real easy to get off.
Okay. Okay. Is there like would you call the credit bureaus up, or would you submit a letter? How would you attack that?
I would send a letter personally. Now I see a lot of people they're going, try to dispute online, and I always tell people do not dispute online because if you dispute something online, what can happen is they can actually lock your file. They can lock it. So once they lock it, it's nothing else you can do. You can go pay whoever credit repair company, and they're not gonna be able to get it off because now it's locked because you don't filed online.
Okay. Okay. Got you. So definitely remember that, guys. And how do you feel about consolidation loans? Like, I see them all the time. If you got bad credit or you got a bunch of bills, we can consolidate everything, and you just have one payment. Does that can that affect you negatively? Is it good to do? What's your take on that?
Basically, you talking about like debt consolidation.
Yeah.
With that, I mean, basically, it just all depends on what that person is trying to accomplish. Like, if they have a lot of credit cards and a lot of credit card debt, um, yeah, I would. That probably would be good, especially if they don't have the money to pay that down, because now that debt consolidation company can actually pay off everything. So now your report looking good, and then you can go and apply, and get some more credit cards, and to help you leverage that even more. So I mean, I personally never did it, but I mean, it's just I guess it all depends what that client, what kind of circumstance they going through.
Right, right. Because I've heard some people say they've done it, and they said it actually brought it lowered their bill, but it actually lowered their bill, but at the same time it lowered their credit down to like almost like bankruptcy level. Maybe it was just this particular situation, but they said it took like a large chunk out of their credit score when they did that. But I guess it may be just different.
Well, this the thing too. Now, I wouldn't do it, especially if you got late payments on there.
Yeah.
If you got late payments, I probably wouldn't do it. I'll try to get those late payments off of there because even if you brought it down to zero, and you got them late payments on there, your score still gonna be low.
Right.
Because of the late payments.
Because of the late payments. Right. Exactly. And how can people, you know, with your service, like, and say you do the letter or you guys call, does your, because you know some people they don't want to write letters themselves. Does your service, do you guys write the letters yourselves and for the individual, or do you guys just kind of teach people how to write the letters themselves? Because some people are like, oh, you know, I don't want to deal with it, writing letters and go back and forth. You know, some people get somebody.
No, we actually have proprietary letters that we use. I mean, we got different methods. We got different weapons. It just all depends. I mean, we see if we see a violation, we definitely gonna attack it. So I mean, it's numerous things that we can do, but we got, like I said, we got proprietary letters that we actually use.
Right.
We don't call them, and we don't do none of that. We actually, once you know the different laws with this credit stuff, I mean, that's basically it, because a lot of them be breaking the laws, especially, you know, let's just say you was Sprint, but then on your bill you see ABC. You like, okay, you never did business with ABC. So what happened is they sold your debt to another company. So right off, right off that, I love them type of cases because it's so easy for me because you never did business with them. They sold that debt.
Right. Because you know a lot of people, you know, they'll take the credit bureau's word for everything. Because you know, a lot of people like me at the time I didn't know, and a lot of other people don't know. They just look at a piece of paper. Okay, this must be right, you know, or you know, don't really investigate anything. They don't think they have any type of backing when it comes to, you know, and the credit bureaus might actually be wrong in a lot of cases. And like you said, breaking the law. You know, so we just take it for granted that they're doing everything the right way, and you know, we just roll with it and end up being the victims.
Yeah, so it's all a money game. I mean, because for one, they got a system called the Oscar system. So the Oscar system basically is a computer. It's like a computer that generates everything. They put it through there, and so a lot of times they come back and say validate. You know, so what you want to do, well, we have methods to where we want the human to actually look at it. We don't want the Oscar to look at it, because the Oscar is already designed to put validate, you know, most of the time. So what we do, we want humans to actually look at that credit report. Then we point out the violations they did, you know, because based on the violation, you know, if they don't remove it in that violation, now we can sue you. You know, each violation could be $1,000. So now we talking about we're gonna get it deleted, and they gotta pay us if they, you know.
That makes money. We're gonna raise our credit score and make some money at the same time.
Yep.
Okay. Now that's something I didn't know I didn't know we could do. Cool. And what was your website is just so people watching know. What's your website? Creditpreneur.com?
Yeah, creditpreneur.com.
Right.
Yeah. You should.
Here go the plug, y'all. Make sure you take a screenshot. Here go the plug right here. So that right there, .com. To raise your credit score. You guys looking to get your Benz this summer, the house this summer. You know, that's a lot of thing with that's a lot with people, especially when they get ready to try to go get a house. Talk about a little bit about, you know, how important it is to have your credit. Is it critical to have your credit up? Are there programs that work with people that got bad credit scores to get their first house? You know, do you have a lot of clients that, you know, try to build their credit up before they buy a house? How you feel about that?
Yeah, I have a lot of clients that come to me to, you know, some of them be in the 400s, and I'd be like, man, I just want you to give me a 580 just to get my house. And because of the heart that I have, I'm like, I could get you there. That's easy for me to do that, but I would rather get you into like the 700s, because you gonna get this house at a 580, but your APR gonna be high. You know, I don't think people, I understand they be so excited to get the house, but once you in the house, you still gonna have to pay the bills. You know, now you gonna be paying more money.
Yeah.
So nah, let's just be patient. Let us, you know what I'm saying, get everything off, get you in the 700s, and now you got a low APR, and you know, you got a little extra money at the same time.
So you gotta show them the big picture. You know, they just they're not looking in the right. They gotta look at the big picture, not just a piece of it.
Yeah.
So cool, man. Well, cool, Davion, man. Hey, listen, man. I'm glad we did this interview. And how can people follow you or reach out to you if they want to learn more and work with you? Can they call you? Facebook, Instagram. I can. I'm also gonna drop it, on this video as well. But what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
Yeah, the best way, I mean, of course, you can go to my website, creditpreneur.com, or you can reach, we got a Facebook, you type in creditpreneur on there, you can reach out to us, and we also have the 1-800 number. Let me actually pull that up for you, the 1-800 number.
Okay.
Let's see. So I don't know about what. Here you go.
Okay.
Yep. So it's 1-800. It's 360-2902. So that's 1-800-360-2902.
No,
And the website is www.creditpreneur.com, and that's creditpreneur.com. So
okay.
that's how you reach out to us.
So that is the plug right there, ladies and gentlemen. You actually made a post on Facebook, and that I thought was very, very interesting and true. It was a picture. The quote goes, "Refusing to invest in ourselves because we don't want to spend the money is a form of poverty mindset." I thought that was classic and really, really hit home. I thought that was epic. You know what I mean? Choosing not to invest in yourself. How do you feel about that?
Uh, Man, to be honest with you, my life has been changed just by learning learning how to invest. For me, it all started with $800. I started off with $800 and invest in that, and I haven't looked back ever since. I think a lot of people when they get their paycheck, they feel like this is mine, but it's actually not. You have to set that aside to invest it in something. I don't care what it is, invest it and keep reinvesting and keep reinvesting and keep reinvesting. And once you do that, I'm telling you, you will never look back. So it all starts with the foundation. Get your credit right. Because when I first started, I didn't know how to leverage credit. If I would have knew about how powerful credit was when I first started investing, man, I would have been a millionaire. So start off with your credit so you can leverage other people's money. And I'm telling you, you if you do it the right way and be patient, you won't have to worry about anything.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. So we're gonna wrap up on that note. Like again, I said, I'm very, very, very glad we were able to do this interview. This is a gentleman right here has been through it. He's in the trenches with the credit, as far as business credit, personal credit. He'll help you build your credit, and like I said, take it to places that you didn't even think were imaginable. So that's us signing off, ladies and gentlemen. Davey and Fraser, anything else you want to say to the people before we wrap it up?
Yeah, get started. Get started ASAP, invest in yourself.
Right,
And get
right.
your credit fix.
Cool, cool. So we signing off, ladies and gentlemen. Stay safe. Take care of your credit. And David, I'll talk to you soon, my man. I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right.